Hello guys, so welcome back to my channel. So I had made a video when I came back from Silverwood, but it didn't upload. So I'm sorry. I'm kind of glad it didn't upload though. Oh my gosh, I really have a bad scratch in there. Anyway, so because I was in a lot of pain afterwards, I totally regretted it. I mean, not totally, but you know, it hurt. So I was there for almost 12 hours. So if you got lupus or any kind of problem with your joints, I recommend you don't go for 12 hours because it hurts really bad afterwards. Okay, so I've got some Q's and I'm gonna give you some A's. So the first question, so they're all from Mylan Holt. Why was I gonna say Hope? I don't know why. Anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and answer all of the questions that you put down in the comments because, you know, why not answer all of them? You got questions and you want to know. So, aside from death, what is your biggest fear or concern with having lupus? Okay, so of course my biggest fear would be, you know, death. I mean, I think that's everyone's worst fear with any autoimmune disorder. But my second biggest fear is not being able to do what I love, which is dance. My doctor told me that there's a chance I'm never going to be able to, like, do certain things, like dancing, because it's too hard on my joints, but I've decided, you know what, no, I am going to dance again. So, yeah. How did you feel when you first found out? So I made an entire video about this certain question. Just a little, I don't know, just a little idea of how I felt. Shocked, of course. I mean, I think everyone would be shocked if they found out that they had a serious disease. A little scared, and I was just overwhelmed because there were a lot of emotions and it was really weird and it was hard to understand. It was hard for me to grasp the idea that I had it. It was a weird kind of feeling, really. It was weird, you know, learning that I had this disease and I didn't know how to feel about it. So yeah. I hope that answers your question. Did you know what lupus was previously or even heard of it? I honestly didn't know what it was. That's mainly what scared me because I didn't know what it was and I had it and I'm like, that's why I did a lot of research. So previously I had no idea what it was. I think I may have heard of it, maybe, I don't know. It's really hard to go back and think about if you had heard about it or no, because, you know, it's a while ago. So, yeah, I'd never knew what it was before, and I don't know if I heard of it. I may have, I think I did, I'm not sure. So, yeah. Has your perception of lupus changed? At first, I thought that it was going to totally ruin my life and it was just going to destroy everything. Yeah, it changed a lot of things, but now I realize that it's not going to keep me from doing a lot of things. It's mainly just, okay, got some bad days, I just got to take it easy. It has definitely changed. I thought that it was going to ruin everything, you know, but now I realize that, yeah, even on my bad days, it's not going to keep me from doing things that I like to do. Yeah, it's going to limit what I can do, but it's not taking everything away from me, which is what I thought it was going to do. So this one is, asked a lot, and it's kind of a weird question, and I understand why you asked it, because it may answer other people's question. So, but you don't look sick. That's a lot. That's what a lot of people say. It's like, oh, you don't look sick, though. Well, it's because people don't really look sick, really, when it comes to these kind of diseases. My mom has a autoimmune disease. It's called celiac, and basically it messes with the immune system, and it also makes it so she cannot handle gluten. It basically just kind of attacks her. It makes her sick. So she's got a gluten intolerance. And she doesn't look sick. She looks perfectly fine. And I don't look sick, but, I've got a serious thing going on. And I had a friend who had cancer. She looked fine. I mean, it was brain cancer, so there was nothing that you could do, really. They couldn't do chemo because it was a rare kind. She didn't look sick at all. And she never told anyone except for me. She ended up passing away, rest her soul. She ended up passing away a few years ago because it got really bad and the doctors couldn't do anything. But she didn't look sick, and I don't look sick. I'm pretty sure that Mylan doesn't look sick. But, so really, if you learn that someone is sick, don't go up to them and say, hey, you don't look sick, what's wrong with you? That is probably the meanest thing to say, really. But I'm sure everyone knows that. But yeah, I mean, it's normal for you to think, oh, they don't look sick. I know I don't look sick. On my bad days, I look awful. Seriously, I look awful. Yeah. What device do you use to record videos? Any apps or programs? Okay, so I had to write this down. Kind of. So I actually mainly use my phone, because I don't have a whole lot of high-tech things. Sometimes I'll use my computer. I really only used it once for a video, and it was for my New Year's Eve video. And when I do use my phone, I use a really cool app called my Video Show. It's really neat because you can edit your videos and add music, and it's actually really easy to use. I'm not very high-techy, so, yeah. So, yeah, Video Show is really easy to use. You can find it in the App Store, and it's for free. It's really, really simple, so I think anyone can use it. I think even a dumb person could use it. I know that was a really mean thing to say, but still. How many pets do you have? Okay. I have 3 cats, Loki, Wisp, and Sparrow. Why did I almost say Sparrow? And Mr. Bojangles. We ended up losing Frodo a couple days ago. He was 16 years old, so it was gonna happen. So we used to have 4 cats. He was so sweet, and he was the one that yelled at you, all the time. And I have, okay, ready for this big number? I have 11 dogs. Sam, Kylie, Aria, Ellie, Apollo, Gabriel, Angel, Sparrow, Gizmo, Teddy, and Mira. So, those are all my pets. So in total, I have 14 pets. Yeah, that's a lot of animals. But we have more dogs here right now. We have, Boo, Cody, and Phoenix, but those aren't our dogs. We currently have someone with us, kind of staying with us because, Boo had puppies, and she wants to be here for everything to make sure that Boo is, not killing any more babies. So actually right now we have a lot of dogs right here, so my dream job. Okay, so ever since I was 4, I have been fascinated with bones. I broke my first bone when I was like 4 or 5, something like that. Maybe I was 3. Anyway, so I want to be a radiologist, which is the study of, bones and x-rays and everything. They're also the people that help with like chemotherapy and, things like that. I also want to be a cytotechnologist if, radiology doesn't become my job. Cytotechnology is the study of blood, searching for cancer cells and, things like that. So, yeah, I've got my future planned out, basically. So, I'm going to go to college, go to medical school and stuff, and then hopefully I will get my bachelor's degree or my master's, and then I can be a radiologist. I'm really hoping I can become a radiologist because that's really what I want to be. So, yeah. So those are all the questions. I really hope that I gave you good answers. Yeah, I've got 3 more minutes left until my phone decides, hey, you went too long. So today is a bad day. How my feet are asleep. Why do they both have to go to sleep at the same time? That's awful. So today is a bad day for my joints. My joints are like, screw you. Yeah, it's awful. So mainly it's attacking my hands today. That's a new thing. That's what was in my video that didn't upload. It's been starting to attack my hands now whenever I'm having a bad day. And it's really hurting my back. It's always like in the lower section and then my neck. So it's really weird how this thing works. It's like, what the heck? Make up your mind. So that's what I shall be dealing with today. I shall be dealing with an awful, awful pain in all my joints. And it's beautiful. And it makes my muscle spasm. I think it's just like the buildup of pain or something. And then all of a sudden my muscles are like... That was really weird. So it's fun. Oops. So yeah, if you got any more questions, go ahead and ask me, and I shall answer them as soon as I possibly can. Sorry that this video was so late, I mean, come on. Ugh. It's been a bad week. I've just been off. And I'm mainly stressing because my appointment is finally coming up and I'm just nervous because, I'm probably not going to get any answers and, I've been waiting forever. I mainly just want to get answered on what I can do to help my scalp because that is killing me. There's nothing I can do to help it. So... And I've also decided I'm going to make a video on a diet. A video about, the diet that I am going to be starting. Because with, autoimmune diseases and lupus, and everything, it's really important that you have a good diet to help with inflammation and, just help your overall self. And plus, it's a healthy diet, but it's taking a lot of stuff out of the options. So, I'm gonna go because I've only got 30 seconds left until this thing decides, hey, you're done. So, please like. Please subscribe. And then comment down below if you got any questions or comments, obviously. I will be totally happy to answer any of your questions. So yeah, subscribe, comment down below. Thanks for watching, guys.